Luis Castillo takes the mound, the language he speaks is universal. A fastball that's a shout, a changeup that's a whisper, a presence that needs no translation.
98-mile-an-hour.
But off the field,
La mentalidad positiva.
there's a language barrier. Consider the barrier broken thanks to Freddy Llanos.
You know, I've always said it, the positive mentality and the vibe that we have in this club.
Freddy is a baseball fan and a bilingual force. The 28-year-old has worked in the Mariners communication department for a year and a half, the only Spanish speaker on the roster. Freddy's the perfect person for the job. He's been a translator in training his entire life.
Parents don't speak any English, so it was always Spanish there, and translator for them since I was a little kid.
Freddy says it was never a burden, actually a blessing.
Voy a hablar con él, averiguamos su tiempo para hacerlo aquí.
His success, a direct result of his parents' sacrifices.
They were undocumented, so undocumented from Mexico.
Senor and Senora Llanos have been married 29 years. They met in Washington, not so much in search of the American dream, instead the dreams of their 3 sons.
They were big agricultural, obviously working out in the apples, the fields, everything. As soon as I could, they took me out there with them, so I grew up working in apple orchards.
All part of a bigger plan to get Freddy on the right path.
I'm very thankful for them that they took me out there because I learned, hey, if you're making these sacrifices so that I could have a better job, or I could have good education, have a better job, I'm not gonna let this go to waste. They didn't even graduate high school, so just me graduating high school and then taking that step to going to college is just a big success. You get to do something that no one in your family's ever done before, and then to see their smiles when I put on the cap and gown, it was good.
So Freddy enrolled at Washington State with the goal of striking it rich.
I went into WSU as a mechanical engineer. I had this plan, right? I was like, I'm gonna go to college, get this good job, and help my parents financially, help them get out of, the agricultural life.
Instead, he switched to a career that's rich in emotional fulfillment and not much else.
I even got looks in the administration office when I went in there and said, I want to leave engineering and go into journalism.
The stunned looks didn't dissuade Freddy. They caused him to double down. And after graduating...
I don't want to make you or any of the viewers jealous right now, but take a look at what I'm holding.
He landed a job as an on-air reporter at KNDU, the local NBC affiliate in the Tri-Cities.
Labor Day weekend, I recommend you guys come on down.
It felt like he had hit for the cycle. In reality, he had broken it.
When I got my first news job, that was my actual first job, outside of picking apples and cherries.
But there was just one problem.
I remember having dinner one time at the table.
Freddy's mom was an avid viewer.
She's like, I love that you're on TV, but I can't understand what you're saying. And that hit me because there's a reason I'm here, And to not understand me.
So Freddy quickly got a job with their sister Telemundo station. His mom was happy, but no one else in town was.
This guy's Spanish is terrible, get this guy off TV, all those stuff. But for me, I'm the guy that you tell me that I'm bad at something, I'm gonna work on it until you can't say that about me anymore.
And after 2 years, the tape didn't lie.
Hay bastante paletas, pero ya no tienen paletero.
Freddy had found his footing and used it to get a job at another Telemundo station, this time as a sports anchor in a top 50 market.
The news director called me from there. Hey, I'm from Telemundo, from Oklahoma City. I took a pause and I was like, there's Hispanics out there? There's Spanish speakers out there? I had no idea.
A few years in OKC, then came a call-up to the big leagues.
About mid-March of 2022, and I got a call from the Mariners. They were like, we might need you to translate. Perfect, let's do it.
But it became something that they needed. Why? Because there were players who needed interviews translated, or?
We traded for Luis Castillo.
Rock, la piedra, el rock.
¿Puedes describir tu amistad que tienes con Luis Castillo?
Es muy buena.
The person you see on the mound, the person who is calm, even keel, never too high, never too low, that's who he is off the field as well. He's a really down-to-earth guy. He's always joking around, and I appreciate the friendship that we've established over the years.
Perfect. You might be coming after my job.
Freddy says the hardest part of his job is remembering every part of Castillo's answers.
Pedir cualquier picheo.
And when he first started, he asked Ichiro's translator for some tricks of the trade. The inside baseball response was to focus not on the exact words, but the overall meaning.
If it happens, it happens. But
Freddy says with every interview, he thinks of family.
I still go home, and a lot of people still tell me, I can't believe you're working for the Mariners.
And for Hispanic Heritage Month, he's proud to make them proud.
just to know that there's people like me in the front office here of a professional baseball team.
To some, it's English and Spanish.
Fue bastante bien.
To those who know him best, it's a language of love.
So that positive mentality, it's important.
My mom's actually out there right now picking apples, so me being here, I think is hopefully for them, they can see that and say, you know, it was worth it.
In Seattle, Jake Garcia, King 5 Sports.